Hello, I'm Jeff Mack from Newmark Grubb Knight Frank, and I'm pleased to welcome Ron Rock. Ron is the founder and CEO of a company called Point.io. Point.io is headquartered here in Philadelphia. Welcome, Ron.
Thank you, Jeff. So the question of diversity constantly comes up, and I thought I had the diversity thing figured out, Jeff, until I spent time with your daughter talking about diversity in high tech on the West Coast. Let me give you a few thoughts on that. If you come into my company right now, we're roughly 30 employees. We're Indian, we're Chinese, we're black and white, we're lots of different ethnicities and religions, and we're more than 45% women. For a high-tech company, that's very unusual. And people ask me, well, how did you do that? We didn't really set out to do anything special. What we do is we simply hire the best. We hire the smartest people that we find. If you come in and you've got that je ne sais quoi that suddenly says this person's got it going on, we bring you into the team. And the result is that we've created an environment where people walk into my office and they just feel very secure. No matter who you are, you look around and you say, I think I can fit in here. And because of that, we've been able to attract some of the absolute best talent that Drexel, Penn, and Temple have to offer. I had somebody interviewing me last week and they asked me if I had a diversity policy. And I thought about that for a minute and I said, you know, if I wrote a diversity policy, that would be fundamentally against my belief. I'm not trying to fill out a diversity profile. I'm trying to create an environment where everybody feels valuable, contributes, is respected, and just by adhering to those values, that seems to be the vibe that we're pulling off. I would say we're unlike almost any high tech or any company that you're going to see in Philadelphia right now. The other piece about diversity in the high-tech space is that we hear a lot about minority hiring in the West Coast. I just don't see that. I see that anybody that shows up at the door that's got the skill set gets the job. The one exception that I'm becoming aware of is being a woman in the high-tech space. And I think that's a really delicate, tough issue to solve. On one hand, entrepreneurs get $1 million, they've got 9 months to make a project work, and they're under the gun. They must make it work. On the flip side, you've got a female employee who may or may not get pregnant. And so that woman is absolutely entitled to that job. That entrepreneur, if that person goes missing halfway through, might kill the company. And so it's a real challenge. I don't have the answer for that. It's a difficult situation. What I feel is that doesn't enter our process at Point.io, but I understand that it's happening a lot on the West Coast, and I think that as a society, we've got a lot of things to still fine-tune to figure all this out. You know, that's a great question. How do other companies increase their diversity? I think the fact that you wake up one day and say, I need to increase my diversity, puts you in a different place. You know, I think it's hard to, in startups where we run 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, often more, I think it's hard to put on the checkbox that I'm hiring somebody just because they're diverse. I come back to, again, if you can put your blinders on and hire people just for the skill, just for the intelligence, I guarantee you they're there. You're just not seeing them, perhaps. So I'll come back to the first criteria. Just hire the smartest, best people you can find, and don't think about anything else.